this really okay?
I told you I could do it using the leftover funds from the original deposit. Don't tell me you're afraid that—
No, not at all. I have only the fullest faith in your work, Miss Chiori. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chiori boutique dress for my wedding.
Ooh, is that lady the owner of Chiori Boutique? We've never seen her before.
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown, or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding. But from the look on your face, I can tell that may be a little difficult for you.
I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw's gonna drop straight to the floor.
Are you here to check out the offerings?
Sure are. Oh, Paimon's Paimon,
Pero es que, ¿por qué?
and this is the Traveler. You're Miss Chiori, the owner of this boutique,
Porque siempre
right?
dice Paimon es Paimon.
Pues yo qué sé.
That's right. Oh, Navia told me about you. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Well, we've heard a lot about you too.
También te digo, ¿para qué le
Chiori
buscas
Boutique
lógica?
is super famous in Fontaine.
Ya.
Well, I appreciate the recognition. Is there anything you're looking for exactly?
¿Cómo que de ropa infantil?
We're
¿Nos acaba de
out
llamar
of
niño?
kids' clothes right now, I'm afraid.
Paimon es Paimon, yo ser yo.
Hey, Paimon's not a kid.
Oh, that. Well, if news of the event has reached—
Are there any fun and popular activities that we can take part in?
Ugh, Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun. But it certainly always attracts a crowd. It's a fashion extravaganza that only takes place once a year, after all.
Como dijo la frase del planeta de los monos, simio no mata simio. ¿Esa frase se dice ahí?
Will you be showing off some of your designs too?
Of course.
La
All
semana de la
designers at the
moda.
Court of Fontaine
Pero si siempre van
usually
vestidos igual.
have their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of orders
Vale,
as soon as
busca
come to
lógica.
think of
Y
it.
este que buscarle
It was
lógica.
also at a
A
previous
ver,
fashion
porque
week that
¿verdad?
our label first took off.
Ya, de nada.
Nah.
¿Qué te ha pasado su
Aren't you
perfil?
pretty much an
Ya,
established
ya.
name now? People will still buy
Bueno,
your
su
clothes
perfil, de
even
alguien
if
que
you
está
don't
subiéndolo.
participate this year, right?
Sí, también.
Yeah, that's not quite how it works. While many people buy clothes for fit and style, why would anyone
No me
patronize a label that
jodas.
hasn't even
La
bothered
misión
to
va a
put out
ser
new designs
de
for the
ropa de
year?
moda.
In the
Sí.
end, fashion
Hostia puta.
is just a
Qué duro va a
representation
ser
of the
esto.
spirit of the times. People
Esa
support
la
your
hice yo,
brand because they
me
support the
resultó muy
vision it
aburrida, la verdad.
represents.
Ya.
Okay, so maybe fashion's more.
Es que estoy viendo que va a ser
Taking
sobre
stuff
eso.
aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chiori designs at the show?
El que va a vestir es Paimon sola.
Absolutely.
Es que si la misión
The
va a ser
designs have
solo de
already
eso.
been finalized. I'm just waiting for the fabrics to arrive.
Ooh, are you using
básicamente.
materials you can't get in Fontaine?
Pues nada. No, yo no entiendo esto.
Well, I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's that feeling of home.
Ugh.
We're a long way from Inazuma, though. Aren't you concerned that your shipment might get lost or stolen along the way?
Ya le metiste nada que hacer a terminarla. O sea, ¿qué te refieres? Que estoy deseando ya. Básicamente, ya acabo de empezar.
No need to worry. I've already taken steps to ensure that
Yo
it
no
will
sé, con
arrive
todas las
safely.
temáticas que hay para hacer
I've
una
entrusted
misión
the
más
job to Company
legendaria.
Express's most reliable courier.
A ver, es que creo que
Excuse me.
Que eso es porque a ella le gusta la moda y por eso lo hace.
Ah, si no te digo que no, pero puede ir de otra cosa. Yo que sé, que tiene una hermana pequeña, la han secuestrado y tenemos que investigar para ir a rescatarla, no sé. Es muchísimo más interesante. En mitad de la misión descubres que la que la secuestra en realidad es su mejor amiga. No sé, tío, me la acabo de inventar en 30 segundos. Pero no, venga, vamos a hablar de la ropa de moda de Fontaine, que me importa un pito. Y de repartidores express que hay en Inazuma, creo que habéis dicho. Ya lo comentaste, ahora termina la...
Chiori, your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm...
Deep
Esta es la de
breaths,
Seguro,
Chiora.
entonces.
Then start again.
Trabaja en Globo.
Huh? And you're with customers as
Ay, todavía me
well?
acuerdo
Oh,
cuando pedí el
jeez.
globo.
Ah.
These two are the traveler and
Encima
Paimon.
pido y
With
se le,
how well
y
traveled
le
you are,
pilla
you've probably... And
tiene un
this
accidente, y yo,
is
¿cómo voy a-
Kirara,
No, no, ¿sabes qué es lo
Star
peor?
Courier of the Komania Express.
Que leí una noticia
She's
en la que
Nakamata, in case you were wondering about the
un
tales.
repartidor, creo que era, no sé si era de Globo, tuvo un accidente con la moto, ¿no?
Sí.
Y el que lo atropelló, ¿vale? Cogió el móvil para llamar a urgencia y entonces recibe una notificación, ¿vale? Pone, es el de Globo y dice, buena, no sé qué pasa con el pedido. Claro, el que estaba accidentado no podía y dice, responde por mí, ¿vale? Y entonces respondió diciendo que había sufrido un accidente. Y los de Globo le dicen, pero el pedido está bien. Sí, sí, la conversación la subió a internet y puso la denuncia por eso, por ese trato. Es que joder.
A ver, yo cuando me puse en contacto y tal, la persona que yo hablé de Globo estaba más pendiente de mí que del propio repartidor, ¿sabes?
Ya.
Y yo le dije, yo espero que esté bien, tal, no sé qué. Y ya está. Me dio 2 euros
Ah,
de vale por haber perdido el... Pero bueno.
bueno, pero te devolvería el dinero, ¿no?
Sí, a ver, sí, creo que lo sí. A la cuenta, vamos.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. And sorry you had to see me like this. I know I'm late, but if an opportunity...
So, what was the holdup? Sailing delays, bad weather?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
Tiene 2 colas. Allá se llama
Sí.
Globo. Acá se llama Rappi. No, a ver, depende de la empresa. Está Globo. Está
Uber.
Uber. Bueno, diría que esas dos son las de la comida rápida y eso, ¿no?
Sí.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders?
Uber no ha pegado acá.
A few run-ins on the road aren't usually enough to give you any trouble.
Well, I didn't run into anyone exactly. I just got a little lost.
Pero ¿y esta quién es? La QB de 2 colas. O sea, es el...
La que tú decías, no sé quién es esta que no me suena. Esa.
Ah. Literal, ¿no?
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
All right. I was stopped by a group of bandits as soon as I entered Fontaine. They were a little different from the ones I usually run into. I could hear them mumbling
La de
about
las dos
Komania
colas.
Express. It was...
So it was a target.
A ver
of
si
the
eran
day?
los Akatsuki.
I got the sense...
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I could go as long as I left the goods with them. Otherwise, they'd stuff me into my delivery box and...
Oh, are you okay, Kirara?
Oh, I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all. I turned them over to the guards. It just took me a
¿Cómo que
while
es
to
una
round them
yokai?
all up.
Well, it's not completely out of the ordinary for one of your deliveries to get intercepted. But is there something else that you're keeping from me?
Eh,
Perhaps I need to reconsider how many stars to give you in my review.
You always know how to get me. So, I
Qué
kinda
putada
wanted to
tener
know
unas
why
colas que
anyone
te
would order
dicen
a hit
cimiento,
on me.
¿no?
So I spent a bit of time investigating. One of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to
And who might this person be?
Chiori, why don't we just let this one go? I mean, I didn't really get injured, and
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara, But if I don't teach this person a lesson, anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves a stern talking to and—
All right. The guy said that the commissioner was someone by the name of Uter.
Tú celoso que no tienes esas 2 colas. ¿Yo para qué las quiero?
Uter. Now that name rings a bell. Wouldn't you say, Kira?
Well, that's exactly why I didn't want to bring it up to you.
So you both know this Uter guy?
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's...
Oh, so he's like a business...
A rival is what you call someone who fights you fair and square. Uter, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of materials. I've already warned him before to compete with me fair and square. But I guess he prefers playing dirty.
Wait, Chiori, where are you going?
¿Qué no te harías con esas 2 colas? ¿A qué te refieres?
To teach someone a lesson.
Aquí creo que
You
el
must
que
be
está
tired
deseando las
after your
colas
long
eres tú,
journey.
¿eh?
Why don't you rest in my shop for a little while?
Chiori!
And she's gone.
Oh no. What should we do?
You seem concerned. Should we be worried about Chiori?
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper... Traveler, Paimon, could you go after and check out the situation for me? As a formal employee of Komania Express, it...
Yeah, we'll take good care of Chiori.
To be honest, I'm more worried about...
Hostia, duro.
¿Qué pasa?
Coño, que llevo 14 minutos en la misión. Y ahora es cuando pone que se ha activado. Esta misión va a durar 2 horas. No. Por favor, señor con bigote, sálveme. Haz que ya finaliza la misión. Mira, Marcos, una nenita.
Lo que tengo que comentar. Chupa, chupa.
Chupa, 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 chupa. Ñam, 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 ñam.
Que antes has chupado bien.
Any chance you're on the
Gilipollas.
clock, officer?
¿Me acuerdas del vídeo ese?
Nothing
Mira, esa
good
es la
ever
que
comes
te
out of
dije
you
que estaba
addressing me
guapa.
like that.
Ya. A mí no me llamas cero, tío. No me
Pues,
podía
a
haber
mí-
tocado Gaming o Freminet o Mika. ¿Qué?
Hombre, a ver, si ya no vas a tirar más, ya no te van a tocar.
No, no, ya no me van a tocar. Ya si tiras que salgan uno de ellos en el banner.
A ver, es más probable, sinceramente, que te toquen el de armas. En el de armas es más probable que te toque.
¿Qué
¿Sabes?
dices?
Sí,
No.
sí. A
Eh.
mí me tocó el Freminet, la segunda dupe, me tocó ahí. En el de armas.
A ver.
Creo
¿Cómo?
que fue el...
A ver. ¿Cómo te lo digo sin faltarte al respeto? Pero que tendrá que ver que te haya tocado ahí. Eso no quiere decir que sea más probable. En el banner
ver,
de
es-
armas, si tú ves el
A ver,
historial,
sí,
¿vale? O sea,
sí,
si tú ves
sí,
la este,
sí.
te sale de cada tirada morada un arma asegurada. En la
Sí,
si-
pero a ver, sí. Pero yo lo que me refiero es... En el banner promocional de personajes tienes más posibilidad de que te toque los que salen en el banner.
Sí,
que a que
¿no?
Sí, hombre, sí.
No. Todavía no sabes cómo funciona Genshin. Vamos a ver. Tú cuando tiras por el... Imagínate, tiras por el banner, ¿no? Te sale un morado. Tienes un 50-50 de que sean los del banner, ¿vale? Si te sale el del banner, la siguiente tirada no tienes asegurado el del banner. Te puede tocar un arma morada o otro personaje morado. Si te toca un personaje morado o un arma, la siguiente tirada, el morado, sí o sí, es también el del banner. No sé si me explico. Entonces, ¿qué pasa? Tienes más posibilidades ahí porque siempre te van a asegurar un personaje después de que te toque un arma. En cambio, en el de armas, no pasa eso.
Vale, vale.
No lo estás pillando.
Que sí, que sí, que sí, que sí.
Bueno, el caso es que... No me... O sea, eso de... Bueno, ¿te va a salir más rentable aquí o te va a salir tal? Da igual. Si quieres tener el personaje morado con dupes, es sí o sí tirar cuando esté en un banner. Si por ejemplo ponen, yo que sé, el próximo personaje X, y en el banner los 3 morados, uno de ellos es Mika, ahí es cuando tienes que tirar. Que las posibilidades de que te salgan es de cada tirada, o sea, de cada 3 tiradas, una posibilidad. No, no, sería de cada 5 tiradas, una posibilidad. ¿Por qué? Porque como son 3 morados, tienes una posibilidad entre 3, pero a eso le sumas el que si te sale uno que no está asegurado, ya es una cuarta posibilidad. Pero es que después no te aseguran el personaje, te puede tocar un arma. O sea que entonces de cada 5 morados, tienes una posibilidad de que te toque, en este caso, por ejemplo, Mika. No sé si me explico. Por eso es más difícil conseguir las dupes de un morado que un legendario. Aunque suene que uno puede decir eso, pero ¿qué estás diciendo? Es ridículo. No, no es ridículo. ¿Por qué? Porque a las 90 tiradas sí o sí tú tienes el legendario. A las 90 tiradas tú no tienes asegurado a Mika. Te pueden haber tocado todo el tiempo en un bucle los otros 2 morados o morados de los que no son del banner, no sé si me explico. O sea, que tú puedas, tú puedas tirar 90 veces y decir, no me toca a Mika ni una vez.
Ya, creo que la Kukui, ¿sí? Cuando yo tiré, salió en uno de los de los otros, me interesaba más, creo que era uno de los chicos, creo que era Heizou. ¿Por qué me salió? Kukui. La tengo full dupe.
Qué guay.
Está un momento lo que tú quieras, pero es que yo quería, pues quien quería.
Ya, pero la tienes full dupe y encima la subió, o sea...
Hombre, ya, porque ya que me la tengo full dupe, también te digo.
Pero es que si vamos a eso, entonces, ¿qué hago? ¿Me subo a Janfei? O a...
A ver, pero también ¿por qué la subí? Porque es que no tengo...
Porque es healer.
Por eso.
Pues ya está, o sea... Podría haber sido peor, te podría haber tocado... esta. Ah, bueno, no sé, también es healer. Bueno, pues te podría haber tocado...
Pues también te digo, solo por las habilidades es que no hay curanderos de fuego. Que está Bennett, pero es que cura con la ulti. Esta cura con la RT.
Bueno, eso de que cura con la ulti, eso sí lo llevas a vida. Y para que eso se cumpla es que los personajes tengan un 70% por debajo de la vida. Entonces cuando los cura. Si no, no. O sea, Bennett no es para curar, eso es secundario. Eso si los personajes van muy mal, al hacer la ulti, les cura.
Sí. Pues entonces, pero me lo pones. No hay curanderos de fuego. Solo
Ya.
esta. Y la estética me gusta
who are
mucho
these
del
two?
personaje, la verdad.
So you came too?
Parece así de guay.
Allow
Es
me
que
to
es eso, o sea,
introduce you.
¿cuántos personajes hay?
These
60.
two are the
Y
Traveler
faltan
and Paimon.
muchos personajes de variedad.
This officer over
Ya.
here is Shavras, captain
Menos
of the
mal que no
Special
me salió
Security
esa,
and
la
Surveillance
Chiori.
Patrol.
Porque tiene su banner
The
por el
Special
personaje
Security
que
and
salía
Surveillance
abajo.
Patrol?
Y no me salió menos
You mean
mal.
that organization?
Well, I wouldn't say everyone on the patrol uses a musket. I just happen to have formed a...
Whoa, Chiori, Paimon
No,
didn't
ya esa la
know
llamo la
you went so
mosquetera y ya
far
está.
back.
It's nothing. In my line of work, it's not
A ver,
uncommon to run into
parece-
some
sí.
trouble. In return, I've helped her take care of some things that
No,
she
es porque
considered
es la capitana de la
exactly in
unidad
her
especial
purview
de
as the
mosqueteros.
captain.
It's nice
Ah,
to meet
pues
you
ya está.
both.
De que usan
I
armas de
have to
mosquetera.
say, your reputation precedes
Sí,
you.
tiene un
So,
mosquetón. Sí,
did
Me
something
gustan
happen?
los cascos que tienen en el cuello. ¿Sabes?
Indeed
Qué
it
guay,
did.
¿no?
I'll need you to come with...
Me gustaría tener
I
uno,
only
¿sabes?
ever
Eso.
hear that
Seguramente lo
phrase from
utilizas
you.
para escuchar mi
Usually I'm the
podcast.
one asking people to do that.
Pues lo más seguro, se está escuchando
Well,
ahí como
Are you
hablamos.
coming?
Y como dice
Not before I know what you're planning.
Have I ever made a bad call?
The better question is, have you ever made one that didn't
Okay. A man hired a group of bandits to mug my friend.
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the Special Patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or...
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do...
Are you planning to?
Not if I can help it.
All right. Where is this person?
Follow me.
Para.
A ver, esta misión es más texto que otra cosa.
Just
Yeah.
promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
Si el problema de cuando hay mucho texto es cuando el texto que te están...
When
O sea,
trouble stops
que
coming
te
my
importa un
way,
pito,
I'll be
sinceramente.
sure to get on that.
Ya.
O de proteger a la tía esta por el de este de moda, no sé. Van a vestir a la chica del
This should be
mosquete.
the place.
No.
You all wait here.
You know, Chevraz, Paimon gets the sense that you two are actually pretty...
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty well in our lines of work.
Does Chiori often need your help?
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. Getting people to talk, for example.
¿Tú has hecho toda la legendaria, Dual Lex?
The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. Lips sealed so tight, but put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
No, no las he hecho de hace
Trying
mucho
to show
tiempo.
off or
Hostia.
something.
Durito, ¿no?
Yep.
Como mi polla.
People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives, or as a result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class.
You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make trouble for her also tend to be rich and powerful. And in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people from Chiori herself.
¿Qué cosas se ponen duras? Luego, no es tu culito. Mi culito siempre está durito.
So, who got on her case this time?
Doy fe.
Oh, so this is what happened.
Siempre está firme y terso. ¿Qué coño? Hostia, ya hasta el juego te dice que llevan horas hablando.
Huh? Uter, you say?
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. So he's back at it, huh?
Whoa, what's this about
I just meant that Uter's done for. Now bring it in, you two. Get right up close.
Sure, but why?
Puede estar sentado todo el día en esa silla que dices que tiene. Hombre, todo el día no.
Because
Solamente un
this
stream
is
directo.
probably going to turn into
Además,
one of
por
those very
muchas
rare
veces me pongo de
cases I
pie.
just talked about.
Yo en la vida.
Mm,
A cualquiera se le dice, se le endurece el culo y se le borra.
También te digo, esas zapatillas serían un
What are you
poco...
doing? Stay away from me!
Para andar con eso.
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of stupidity?
Ah, mira. Captura para la portadilla.
Eh,
¿Qué?
no.
Puto.
Chavitos.
Huh?
Stupidity is doing the same meaningless thing over. It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. So, allow me to Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far
Chiori?
Officer, an assault's in progress! Please, officer, you've got to do something!
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I was chatting with this traveler and seemed to have missed what happened. Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence.
Forget it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any trash I come across
Hostia
on the
puta.
street.
Me acabas de llamar basura.
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope that today's events will never happen again.
We'll see about that.
Oh, qué miedo, ¿eh? ¿Qué va a hacer ese si no tiene ni siquiera una visión?
Whoa, that scared the heck out of Paimon. How did
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing anything too out of line?
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I said. And I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse.
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved to be tossed out like a sack of trash?
Believe it or not, they were that bad. He deserved to get knocked down a peg. It's the
You could have reported him to the guards.
Oh, I will. But it'll take some time for them to gather evidence. And he denied that he ever had anything to do with those bandits. I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara's going... Oh, that reminds me. There is another favor I'd like to ask of you to...
What a shame. I believe you've already used up your favor quota for the...
Have I? Well, It's a good thing I was planning on taking an advance on tomorrow.
Don't you think you're maxed out on advances already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I? It's just like you said. You scratch my back, and I...
Being skilled at something doesn't...
Ya vengo, sí, sí, no te preocupes. Yo seguiré haciendo esta apasionante misión, estoy deseando saber lo que pasa.
We're back.
Ah, ojo a la repartidora del Uber.
You were gone for an awfully long time. Oh, please tell.
There's nothing to worry about. All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about...
Sorry, Chiori.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. The next time you need to leave the city, call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. They'll escort you half of the way. And with that sort of escort, the next time you make a delivery, those treasure hoarders won't go anywhere near your goods. Unless, of course...
Good one, Chiori.
I'm being serious. You know me. If I bring something up, you can assume it's already a done deal. You're going back to Inazuma tomorrow, right?
Wait, you don't mean...
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia...
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards. Or ones with sunglasses, for that matter.
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends.
Well, if you think it's a good idea, Traveler, then...
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered, everything should be good to go for Fontaine Fashion.
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits over the next few days. I've heard...
Paimon's gonna take a guess and say if
Ya,
suppliers
ahora que
are
me di
super
cuenta,
important.
¿ha empezado a hablar ahora Paimon? Se ha llevado todo el tiempo callada. La misión, rarete.
But of course, they supply us designers with funding, equipment, factory access. That's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and so nice to wear. I can't help but brag about them to my customers whenever...
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chiori brand.
Well... I mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to...
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chiori brand renowned throughout all of Teyvat.
All of it? Your business would have to get pretty huge then.
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any Chiori branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed? It has been pretty inconvenient.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
Okay, I'll admit, they do get snagged on branches pretty...
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to...
I'm sure I could...
Oh, what is it? What is it?
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, you'll serve as my living mannequins.
Oh, so we get to try on some of your clothes?
Seeing them off the rack will also give me the chance to make some small adjustments to the stitching and the...
Sounds easy enough.
No need. We've already booked the models for that. If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see if anything catches your eye.
Ooh, sounds great! Paimon was just starting to get curious about all this design stuff.
Then we have a deal. You'll model some formal wear, Traveler, and... I don't know. Paimon here will show off some kids' designs.
Sí, sí, mucho de tal, pero luego la ropa siempre llevamos la misma.
Kids' clothes? Paimon told you already.
Claro, es que Paimon no es una niña, es un grano. Grande y gordo. ¿Qué lo ponía?
Tienes ahí una señal, ¿eh?
¿Qué señal?
Donde los emotes, creo. O sea, donde los avatares.
¿Tiene este?
Creo que tengo todos, creo que sí.
Punto.
Puto no, a ver si lo he hecho antes que tú.
Quita. Bueno, toca desfilar.
¿Te imaginas?
Chiori, we're here!
Así has estado antes, puto.
You're here early. I haven't.
Wait, has Kirara left?
Yep, with the special patrol. Bright and early.
Did everything go all right on the?
I believe so. The patrol makes for the way they marched forward with Kirara in the center. You'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself.
¿Esa es ella?
Sí, porque con la RT se transforma en eso. En eso.
Ah.
A ver, pero se transforma en eso por unos segundos.
Bueno, en la historia parece ser que pues estás todo el tiempo, obviamente, como siempre, ¿no?
Ya. Obviamente.
Como cuando el protagonista saca un espadón gigante, ¿te acuerdas? Un tragal, y tú te quedas con cara de... ¿Cuándo puedo hacer eso? ¿Desde cuándo?
A ver, eso me parece un poco... No sé. A ver, no me parece real.
Ya. Y lo mismo que cuando hay otra parte de otra escena en la que una le pregunta, ¿es verdad que no tienes visión? Y que puedas manejar todos los elementos, y entonces hace así. Con la mano saca agua, con la mano saca dendro, con la mano saca geo. O sea, saca todos. Y tú dices, claro, ahí. Pero luego en la realidad solo puedes tener activo uno.
Ya. Y encima tienes que activarlo en una torre de esas.
Ya.
They took care to clear
No
the
me
path
parece
beforehand as well. Kirara won't. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going away gift for.
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier.
You know, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty.
I suppose that's why we're such good friends. Navia has a certain resilience about her. It's part of who she is. No matter what comes her way, that same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commission...
It's like finding the perfect brand ambassador, huh?
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the clothes, but also to the figures in society who wear said clothes.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion is about more than just looks, my dear. Especially if you've got your sights set on a market the size of Teyvat. Well, would you look at the time?
Oh yeah. Come on, let's get down to business. We're here to model.
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits. Why don't you...
Set them up.
just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and stuff.
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into running a store.
Well then, I'll leave the displays to you.
So, we just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
Hola. Bienvenida a mi tienda. ¿Qué desea?
¿A ti cuánto cuestas?
Yo soy incomparable. ¿Quieres ver los precios del catálogo?
A ver.
Chupa.
Madre mía.
Vale, voy por agua, ¿eh?
Sí, sí.
Puta.
Puto.
want to spend some time at the bottom of the sea, in peace and total silence. It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult.
Vale, estoy hola. He tenido que cerrar la puerta antes porque esto era una escandalera. Vaya, qué fisión. ¿Hola?
Sí. Ya ves, no pasa nada, son solo locos.
Colocar haciendo gilipollas. Colocar atuendo masculino. Este es de Inazuma. Lo que juego no tiene sentido. Bueno. Así se ve de mi despacho. No hay nadie aquí abajo comiendo, ¿verdad? Muy mal, ¿eh?
No, porque el que suele estar abajo eres tú.
Tú eres gilipollas.
¿Qué? ¿Acaso es mentira?
Sí.
Bueno,
Not
pero-
bad. You might just have an eye for design. Anyway, let's move on to the real task at hand. Over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently?
Not too bad.
Un minuto.
Your gown will be ready
Sí,
next
sí.
week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request, perhaps?
Oh, no. Nothing like that, Miss Chiori.
Cancel your order.
But you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials you've already used.
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. Did something happen, Leanne? Have your plans changed? It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you. I'll take note of the cancellation.
Thank you. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry about it. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just now? Wonder why she wouldn't tell us why she was canceling her.
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once in a while. A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's quarrel. No one to take you to. Judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing the truth to us.
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work on Fashion Week, right?
That's true. Come, let's pick up where we left off.
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am. How can I help you?
I'd like to return this item.
Oh. Could I ask why?
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleeves too short? Or is the
No need. You don't have to concern yourself with that. I'd just like that
A ver,
refund,
es
please.
rarete esto ya.
And
¿El
I'd
qué?
be happy to process that for you.
Que primero viene una clienta diciendo que el pedido que había hecho lo quiere cancelar. Y ahora viene este diciendo que la prenda que había comprado que la quiere devolver, que no le gusta. Es rarete.
Is Chiori here? I'd like to return my outfit.
Another one?
Is there some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? What does the prophecy say? Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh?
A ver,
The way
rarete
I
sí.
see it, this shop is nothing more than a black market front.
Please calm down, sir.
What is he talking about?
Haven't you heard? Chiori Boutique has been exposed for having close ties with criminals. It's all over the papers.
And just who is it that dares to throw that accusation around?
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got here, they're all sourced from underground.
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your garments.
You...
Elof!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no need to ask them why. We'll refund them at the purchase price.
Alright.
And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
Chiori.
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. I'm sure the real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and focus on...
If you say so, but Paimon's still...
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of... Can a woman not get...
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during Fashion Week.
What? No accessories? Not even the ones we pre-ordered?
Yes, that's what they're
And what about the models we asked them to book for us?
I think they'll probably pull up.
Even the suppliers believe those nasty rumors?
Is the messenger still here?
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means no...
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread, all...
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't be able to make your
Olaf, you stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too. We'll make sure your supplier knows there's nothing wrong with your clothes.
Thank you. In that case...
Voy a ver cómo va el Madrid.
Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to.
Vaya.
¿Cómo va?
Ha ganado 4-1.
Oh, bien. ¿Qué era? O sea, ¿qué era? O sea,
Partido de liga.
ah.
A ver.
Venga, ven. Buah.
A mí me habían dicho que se llevaban muy mal. Se pegaban, no sé.
Vídeo, perdona, porque en vídeo es MP, no sé yo, Le ha hecho un pase ahí bueno. Creo que ha sido él. Sí. ¿Le ha metido el pie o soy yo?
Como siempre. Pero sí puedo ver los goles. O ni eso podré ver. Ni eso tendré derecho.
It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult.
Ya. Si pasa ya le gustaría hacerlo a los jugadores en 7 vidas.
Básicamente.
Ah, lo que hay, ¿no? A ver. Madre mía.
¿El qué?
Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to.
No, manda, sé que lo querías.
Qué puto.
Pero te lo estás guardando.
Ah, pues sí. Mira, los han grabado.
A ver. No sé.
I want to spend some time at the bottom of the sea, in peace and total silence.
Qué puto.
Pero ¿por qué tienes que faltar, pedazo de puta?
Ya vayas. Pero te representa.
Va, vamos a ir.
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business.
Joder, no me ha dado tiempo. No mal hecho está eso, tío.
Who is it?
Venger, it's Chiori. We've worked together all these years. The least you could do is allow me a face-to-face conversation.
Straightforward as always, I see.
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? Why hire a messenger when I can just explain things in person?
Have you read the papers?
I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation. Maybe that's something you should consider.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steambird. And most days, I never even read the others.
So, these rumors. This...
No, not at all. They were in some second-rate fact.
Well then, there you go. Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read them. Surely a bit of tabloid drama isn't worth cutting off.
You would think that. But this time is different. Someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house. That's...
Every house? That means someone...
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time, Chiori. The article was even published alongside of...
What sort of photo?
A photo of you beating up someone on the street yesterday.
Ya estoy. Está nada más que llorando. Dios mío. No me estoy enterando de lo que está pasando.
Wait, that means...
Llorona.
Ucher again.
Here, I've got a copy. See for yourselves.
Behind the scenes, the true Chiori boutique take relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld.
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo shows you to be the
Yeah, he was the one who started it,
I appreciate you standing up for me, Paimon. But it...
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort.
But that was so long ago.
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing stained with mud. They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are just like you. People who suck.
The absurdity. I don't even know which part to...
Well, it's no laughing matter. Maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. There's even the possibility that they're just people who happen to commit crimes after But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility. It's not some...
Venger, are you sure you won't reconsider? If we go through with the show together...
If I were younger, but I'm no longer that brave young man with nothing to lose. I've got the family business. I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this. But my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week, and I don't want her implicated in all of this.
I understand.
Let me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake. Let this Fashion Week go. There's always next year.
You're free to wait things out, Venger. I'll make my own choices.
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of yours is...
Have you ever thought maybe this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the way for my success?
Well, fair enough. Then I suppose all there's left to say is... best of luck. As for the models...
Understood. Take care.
So, what should we do now?
Without the accessories, I can no longer use my old designs.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals. Can't people tell this is just a bunch of...
Public opinion has never been about what's true and what's not. It's about... I should have seen it from the beginning. Uter knows me too...
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
Traveler! Paimon!
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
You mean that sorry excuse for an article? Oh, just think...
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article must have known the Steambird would never print something so defamatory. Miss Chiori doesn't deserve to suffer all this baseless slander. I was just about to find some people to interview so that I can write an article to refute all the...
That's great! With your help, we might be able to get some people back on our side!
It's my pleasure. I've met Miss Chiori several times. She was the one who made the hat and tie for my camera, Monsieur Verite. Speaking of Miss Chiori, do you know where she went? Alof.
She was just here.
If you ask me, I think Chiori Boutique is done for.
I mean, what did they expect? Engaging with criminals behind their customers' backs.
They kept up a solid front, though. I've even bought from them before. Really? How was it? The owner was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking about it.
Oh no, we've lost her! Did you hear what all those people were saying?
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so the general public hasn't... It's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little... extreme sometimes.
This is all Uter's fault! Paimon would pick him up... Wait a second. You don't think Chiori might have...
That would only make the situation worse for her.
You've got a point. Let's just return to the boutique and... Elaf, we're back! Oh, who's this?
Ah, this is Miss Letitia. She's also here to see Miss...
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right? Wait, please Don't say you're returning the—
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank her.
Ah, so you've come across that article as well?
Yeah, you probably don't know this, but after I got engaged...
why?
My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he proposed, he took me he probably noticed how often I talked about Miss Chiori's clothes and how pretty they were.
And then?
And then, something happened to the business, and we ran into major mora problems. We were able to scrounge up enough—
But didn't Chiori say she was able to make the dress from what was—
Yes. When I came to cancel the order, she heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough—
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I've always known Miss Chiori—
It is good. It's just, after I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the dress and try it on.
Ah, what a shame. He's not so—
Well, see, that wasn't actually— He's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business. So as soon as he saw it, he knew for sure that it—
Huh? So wait, that—
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back.
Oh. Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing about the boutique.
Huh? Well, if it would help Miss Chiori out, I wouldn't mind at all.
I think it'd go a long way. Your real experience is more powerful than all those
Hey, Olaf! Has Chiori—
Huh? I thought you were...
Well, we were. If she didn't come back—
Oh, I remember now. There's this one cliff by the sea, Miss Chiori.
In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for me.
All right, sounds good.
It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult.
Puto.
Vamos, que te ha representado.
Ah, sí, sí. Ah, sí.
Ah, vale.
¿Y a ti?
¿Qué estás haciendo?
Nada, pues.
Pues vale. Vale, vamos a ir.
Puto. No sé qué va a follar.
¿Qué te están follando, dices?
No,
Qué
pues,
puto, ¿no?
no sé.
Deja de que te hagan eso. Qué falso. A ver, Albedo, haz algo, anda.
Madre mía. ¿Y por qué coges eso?
¿Qué pasa? Todo ahí lo cojo.
Getting here! Burst forth!
Ah.
Swift and merciful! There's a lot of treasure here.
Chiori?
Huh? How did you know where I...
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there. She wanted to thank you for the dress.
I'm not upset. I just wanted to get some fresh air. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning. Don't worry. I'll catch you if you fall.
All right, don't mind if we do.
Well, how does it feel?
No, mira, la captura. Que me dejes en paz, no podrías.
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open, and far from the relentless critique.
Yeah, it's important to take yourself out of that kind.
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so... I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate.
Whoa, Paimon would have never imagined that.
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, it was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics.
Sorta.
My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had...
You were that misbehaved?
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often had strange ideas when on top of that, I hated the idea of groveling. Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one...
Well, that's a great dream to...
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine. A city often... I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free to make... I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular, right? Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Oh, you mean Letitia? Yeah, she did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you. Who would have thought? even as I continue to pursue my dream, my work has also become somewhat... Alright, that's enough sightseeing for one day.
Ooh, looks like you've got your game
Back? It was never gone to begin with.
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uter wrote that article, and that he hired those treasure hoarders. Charlotte's already working on an article to address all those nasty rumors so we can publish all our findings.
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her hat in the ring, I know where Uter's clothing factory is located. It might be a good
Sounds good! We'll come. As for Fashion Week, well, there's always next year, right?
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation?
But your accessories! Didn't you say your designs were—
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out what to do about that, but to tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, thinking about all that, I just can't bear to take even one step back.
What did you just say?
The sea. Seashells, coral. I've got it.
Got what?
Come, let's take a dip, shall we?
Chiori! Wait, hold up!
Por cierto, una cosa.
¿Qué?
¿Tú sabías que este personaje tiene un salto especial del agua?
¿Qué salto especial?
Este. Vale. ¿Estás viendo, no?
Sí.
¿Tú sabes que hacía esto? ¿Qué?
A ver. No es por romperte la ilusión.
¿Qué?
¿Vale? No es por romperte la ilusión, ni por muchísimo menos, ni Berchotti.
¿Por qué algo me está diciendo que estás disfrutándolo?
Pero es que lo hacen todos, no solo lo hace él.
Se lo voy a comprobar ahora.
Compruébalo.
¿Te estás regodeando o soy yo?
No.
Sí, sí. Como diciendo,
no.
mira, a ver, me voy a humillar.
No.
Sí.
Si no me da así como de esto de reírse nervioso porque tampoco me gusta romper la ilusión.
No.
Sí, pero tienes que ir con fuerza. Pero ves con fuerza.
Hola, voy con fuerza. Que no.
No sé.
Déjate por con otro.
El problema es que yo lo he hecho con no solo con Ferminer, lo he hecho con varios, por eso te digo, no sé.
No.
A ver, pero lo tiene que poner en sus habilidades. O sea, en sus esos. Míralo a ver.
Aquí no pone nada.
Pues no sé, pero yo lo he hecho con varios, por eso te digo, no sé. Ponte a la hermana de Linnea. A ver si es que solo lo hacen los de Fontaine. ¿Sabes lo que te quiero decir?
Espérate, si lo estoy haciendo mal. No. Y si te das cuenta, pulsa los mismos botones.
Vale, ponte a Linnea.
Que ya te está centenando la duda.
A ver, obviamente, porque yo lo he hecho con varios personajes.
Esta.
Sí.
Is it time for a
La hermana de... A ver si es que lo he hecho con eso. No, es que yo lo he hecho con varios, no solo con Ferminer.
No.
Yo lo he hecho con varios.
Puedes probarlo tú, estás en un sitio que no puedes.
Estoy en un sitio que no puedo. No tienes... mira a ver... Ah. El dragón.
Ah, bueno.
Mira, ya, pero es que eso, claro, te estoy diciendo.
Vamos a ver. Intentarlo con Kokomi ahora. No.
Pues a ver si solo son con los personajes de... ¿Sabes? De Fontaine, pero no sé, me parecería raro.
Perhaps we could take a walk by a river.
Pues... no sé, me dirás.
A ver, yo es que cuando lo hice no me acuerdo qué personaje lo hice.
Que mira, se lo hago a la primera. Pero me pongo ahora al veto.
Entonces sí, solo lo hacen los personajes de...
Que mira, hago lo mismo,
Fontaine.
mira, ¿lo ves? La velocidad. Y frena.
No, entonces son los personajes de Fontaine.
No, frena.
Son los personajes de Fontaine. Ya está. Pruébalo.
No, frena. Si te das cuenta, mira.
A ver.
Nada.
Yo sé que no estás en el parche ese. Vamos, vente al futuro.
No tengo parche. Tiene el parche 4.6.
Joder, si es capaz que lo pruebes, coño.
4.5. Tiene el parche
pues
4.5.
pues ya está, pues nada.
¿Quién lleva ya aquí? Sanción.
No, pues eso solo
The
lo hace
demon
el
expelling
personaje
mantra
de
is
Fontaine,
ready.
ya está.
Pero entonces, ¿ves? Tenía razón. A medias, pero la tenía.
At the bottom of the sea.
A ver, sí, pues claro, obviamente. Pero yo también tenía razón a medias. Lo que pasa es que no sabía con qué personaje yo hice el salto.
No, pero
Que lo he-
tú dabas por hecho que se podían con todos, pero no.
No, por eso te digo que yo tengo.
Entonces creo que solo son los... Espérate. Claro, solo se pueden los de Fontaine. Porque vienen de los Zánidos. ¿No? Yo busco
sí.
información. Es que ya estoy con dudas.
Bueno, a ver. Bueno, claro.
Genshin
Menos el
Impact,
juez. El juez no, pero. como si dragón,
saltos. Buceando.
Tengo la pastilla, no me hace efecto.
Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to.
Esta función es exclusiva para las personas de Fontaine.
Ah, pues ya está.
Ah, es por eso. Eso que tienen.
¿Es por eso?
Sí.
Ya, pero eso también lo tiene, mira.
No, mira. El color.
Ah, ya. Vale.
Ya. Y si se pone
Ya,
de hidro. Ya.
Ya. Ya, pero exclusivamente de Fontaine.
Y del personaje, porque el personaje no es de este mundo. Acuérdate.
O que sea hidro. porque
No.
quiero decir que puedes-
Exclusivo de los personajes de Fontaine.
Ya, o sea,
El personaje
los-
principal no cuenta porque es especial, o sea, es de otro mundo.
Vale.
Pues eso, mira. Todos los días se aprende algo nuevo. De nada.
Gracias, puta.
Gilipollas.
No te preocupes. Luego suciante soy yo.
¿Te has dicho?
Y luego suciante soy yo.
Sí que te vas a follar. Ya,
Chiori,
anuar.
why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A Lumitwal? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Ah, talented now. You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs.
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us. These should be enough, right? Paimon picked all the prettiest
A
ones
mí
in
lo
this
que me
area.
raya, tío, es que puedan hablar estando en el agua.
Chiori, will these do?
Pero si te das cuenta, solo pasa en Fontaine.
Everything looks great.
Ah, pero...
I've also collected a pretty big batch, so we should have enough.
O sea, es inviable porque cuando abre la boca entra agua.
Great! So are we gonna head back now and make some new designs?
Yes, but don't forget, we've got more than just... Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll need to use what we have.
You mean we have to start from scratch?
I should be able to make it.
Oh no, skipping out on sleep is not the answer. Wait, how come this conversation is giving Paimon make... Well, anyway, sleep is important. You're not gonna convince...
Well, I can't argue with you there. One thing's for sure, though. All this grit and determination. It reminds me of the first fashion week I've...
What else can we help with?
I suppose all there's left to do is...
You got it! Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. Tear them all up. When I went to that first fashion week, I had no savings to speak of. I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma. And I used the scraps to make my... If it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose...
But you worked so hard on all these outfits!
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste.
Okay, then... Here goes nothing.
No need to be nervous. I won't hold it against you. Of course, if anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses in front of me on a normal day, I'd probably Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions.
Propagate!
Good job. That should do it.
Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. Who did this? Those monsters. Slandering you in the papers wasn't enough. Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes, I think it's about time the Spina di Rosula return.
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, cause you see...
Huh? Ugh, what is this, a soap opera? I was the one who asked the Traveler to tear up the outfits. We need all the fabric and accessories we can get.
Oh, so that's what happened. I guess I got a bit ahead of myself.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation.
You and Chiori are really close.
Of course. Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniforms as well.
As if you'd enjoy designing something as boring and formula. Plus, with how much your intel has helped us out in the past, to the Spina, you're more of an...
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm here. Tell me, how can the Spina...
If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing work?
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. When are you going to get started?
Actually, there's something else.
Ask away. I'm all...
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette? I'll need their help as well.
I'm done with my interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Oh!
Who did this? Give me names! I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the front page of the Steambird tomorrow! Not this again.
We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Great, you're both here!
A moment later and you'd have missed us.
We read the article in the papers. We were just about to go find... She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances. The time has come, it seems, for us to return the favor.
Oh, perfect! She was the one who sent us!
In that case, I assume that there's something we can do to help.
Okay, so it's like this.
Is that all we'll need to do?
Should be a piece of cake for the two of us.
Paimon's glad to hear it! Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some evidence. Chiori said we shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days.
But the show's in another 2 days, isn't it?
Well, according to her, she wants to first beat Uter Farron.
A two-pronged approach?
Courtesy first, confrontation second?
Yeah, something like that.
Understood. Then we'll have faith in her decision. We'll go make some preparations.
All right, we're counting on you. Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said and meet up with her at Uter's factory in 2 days. Oh, Paimon sure hopes she won't have a hard time making all those new outfits.
You're here.
Chiori! How are the new outfits coming along?
Just a few steps left now. I've handed the rest over to Alof.
Wow, that's cutting it real close.
Don't worry. I have no intention of giving ground on either front. With the fashion show scheduled for tonight, Uter has closed his factory.
Okay, Paimon totally gets that this is all his fault, and
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open for business right now, but that doesn't mean visitors. We're just curious customers after all, aren't we?
Well, when you put it...
Anyway, Uter's factory is right over there. Let's hurry up and get moving.
Why would he open a factory over there?
We have different marketing strategies. While I specialize in high-end custom garments, he prefers low prices and large sales volumes.
Alright. Ugh, it's really creepy.
You make a good point. Let's all be on our guard. Who says you have to use scissors to cut clothes? Leave those rigid rules behind.
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Oh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
A mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please, follow me, dear guests. First stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand. After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Uter seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
This is the studio where our designs are made. Please, take a look around at your leisure.
Yep, this seems like Uter's workspace, all right. Let's see what we can find.
These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this fitting room. Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Ah! Why is it moving?
It seems to have stopped.
Where did this thing take us?
It seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory. Next customer!
Hostia, qué puto asco. A esto se le llama nadar en mierda, literalmente.
Look out, there are guards here!
Burst forth.
Allow me.
A touch of frost.
Next customer! Delicate as silk.
Vamos.
This place is filthy!
Look over there.
Ugh! That water looks super nasty!
And I was the one using unsafe materials, Uter?
So he was actually the one who opened an underground factory.
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the touch. He's been using all manner of tricks here in a bid to cut costs.
Should the clothes made?
Never mind issues with shrinking and fading. These materials can give you skin problems if you wear them too often.
That's terrifying! Let's take some photos right away. This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up. If you really like standing around like this, then why don't you just model for me? I'll design some wonderful clothes for you. Who says you have to use scissors to cut clothes? Leave those rigid rules behind. I much prefer using my own cutting tools. It's up to me to decide who I want to be, and to cut my own path. No one can tell me what to do. If you really like standing around like this, then why don't you just model for me? I'll design some wonderful clothes for you. It's up to me to decide who I want to be, and to cut my own path. No one can tell me what to do. If you really like standing around like this, then why don't you just model for me? I'll design some wonderful clothes for you.
Vale. ¿Qué estás haciendo?
Cambiando la ventana. Estoy grabando una cosilla. Tú dirás el qué, ¿no? ¿Te digo el qué? Esto.
Sorpréndeme.
Muy.
Madre mía.
Te representa.
Claro. Y a ti más.
¿Te representa o no?
Ah, sí, sí. Madre mía. Ay, se me ha olvidado una cosa. Un segundo.
Sí. Vale, vamos a seguir.
Who says you have to use scissors to cut clothes? Leave those rigid rules behind. I much prefer using my own cutting tools. Yeah.
place seems like some kind of warehouse. Ugh, and it stinks too. Huh? What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
Seems like he knew we'd be coming.
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because we used...
But you're practically at each other's throats!
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. We shared the same goal, so we decided to work together. In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd and shatter tradition. The kind of clothes that would turn heads and leave people in awe. But with every criticism we received, and every sponsor that rejected us, finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion that we wouldn't be able to make the design. For my part, I gambled it all and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came out the other side with something that really made me proud.
You received the acclaim of all Fontaine while Uter gave up.
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is, after...
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished. A guy like that doesn't deserve your sympathy.
Well, let's focus on getting out of here first. Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
There are some control panels over there. Let's see if any of those buttons do.
Veamos, ¿qué te representa?
Ah, sí, mucho. Me estoy alegrando la vista mientras. Que he quedado antes, luego.
Madre mía.
Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything.
¿Y ya todo el
That didn't do
personaje?
anything either.
Que si te gusta el personaje, digo.
A ver, yo lo que no entiendo es por qué hacen esto.
Ah, ya. Y eso, y su arma. No lo has visto, ¿no?
Ya. Mira, para ponerte, ¿vale? Quitando esto. Se la pone en full DPS con estos números. Estos números no la va a tener en 7 vidas. Con esta arma que está rota.
Que es la suya, básicamente.
Bueno, subido y le puede venir perfectamente al velo.
Ah, no sé.
¿Por qué? Mira. Los daños del ataque normales aumentan un 16%. Y el de la habilidad elemental, o sea, el RT, el de albedo, un 24%. Cuando un personaje usa daño geo, los anteriores efectos aumentan un 100%. Además, la defensa del portador aumenta un 20%. O sea que si uno no tiene la de albedo del evento, le vale esto perfectamente. Y encima mira el daño crítico. De hecho, esta es básicamente como la de Ito.
Ya.
Esta arma está muy rota, o sea, esta arma hay que tenerla así.
No sé si va a esa salió hace poco, ¿eh?
Ya.
No muy poco, pero...
Pero me refiero, si habría que tirar por un arma tipo... sí o sí esta. Pero bueno, posibilidad de que me toque ese arma. Luego, lo que no entiendo es por qué le han puesto este set. Lo suyo sería haberle llevado uno de geo y le subiese vida. O sea, de vida, defensa. ¿Por qué? Mira, en función del ataque y la defensa. En función del ataque y la defensa. Ataque y defensa. Y encima ese es el problema. Este personaje está... Yo no sé, yo lo veo como muy roto. ¿Por qué? Porque escala ataque y defensa. O sea, por eso no entiendo este set. O sea, no entiendo por la definitiva, no sé. Lo suyo sería el dedito. De hecho, ni siquiera el dedito completo. ¿Por qué? Yo le pondría 2 piezas del dedito, ¿vale? Para escalar defensa. Y las otras 2 piezas de ataque, ya sea gladiador o cualquiera que sea su ataque. No sé, es como que no sé. No sé, que hayan puesto un personaje tan roto cuando en la trama ni siquiera participa. Porque esta es la legendaria, o sea, ¿no? Es como que...
Ya.
¿Sabes lo que te quiero decir?
Sí.
No sé. No sé. Y luego los números que hace, o sea, no lo verás. Bueno, si ya las hiciste tú, no sé.
Sí, claro. Pasa que no me acuerdo cómo te digo.
Warning, warning.
Fíjate. ¿Qué coño es eso?
Ya.
No tiene sentido.
Look over there.
No sé qué lo
Seems like there's a way out. Make.
Ya, pero también te digo. Es que tiene las tres dupes esas. No sé qué hacen las dupes esas, ¿no?
Dilo.
Madre mía, te representa.
Dale.
If you really like standing around like this, then why don't you just model for me? I'll design some.
Y encima la habilidad esta que te sabes, te teletransporta y tal.
Ya, ahora como que todos los personajes tienen que tener eso.
No, pero que le ponen cosas chetillas por eso, para que la gente tire y tal.
We finally made it out. Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Initiating shutdown procedure. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Initiating shutdown procedure.
¿Dónde marca? Ay, ¿qué pasó?
¿Qué te ha dado el chorro ese? A saber si se tiró mucho en ese personaje.
Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Initiating shutdown procedure.
Si no, tenemos que meter en el agua llena de caca. Qué asco, ¿eh?
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's take this evidence and get out of
Mira,
here.
maldita. Casualidad, ¿no?
Cállate.
Que encima... vaya. El arma de esa tía es daño crítico, ¿no?
Sí, mira porcentaje.
Ya.
Claro.
Y la...
Tú ves
y la
esto.
Dayaka.
Y luego va la de la nueva, que es un 10%, un 11%. Es como...
Ya, ni la de Ayaka. Yo tengo la de Ayaka, o sea, la de la hermana de...
Sí, sí, ¿qué pasa?
Y esa solo tiene, a nivel 90, 44. 44
Sí,
puntos.
por eso digo, la de Ayato, por ejemplo. Mira.
Ya, pero es que yo la comparo porque le mía es daño crítico como esa. O sea, que esa tiene muchísimo más daño crítico que la que tengo yo.
Finally, the entrance! At last!
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see.
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty stuff happening at you.
The evidence on your person, you mean? What makes you think I have any intention of letting it get past these
Este
walls?
bobísimo no sabe que he luchado contra arcontes y dragones, ¿no? En fin, pobrecito.
More mechanical guards? Really? Ever thought about using these funds for a legitimate—
Oh, but this is a legitimate purpose.
What? Destroying Chiori Boutique? Or continuing to make your rotten rags?
Proving that fashion is merely a laughable farce.
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become so obsessed with the concept of fashion.
Spare me the lecture, why don't you? Sooner or later, you'll cater to all the voices too, you know. After all, what is fashion but another form?
Fashion is about aspiring towards a certain ideal. But
well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand how laughable that ideal—
that's what you've been trying to prove all this time? You're Jade. You weren't like this before, Uter. What happened to the man who wanted to—
He realized long ago how utterly naive and ridiculous that dream was.
You gave up on your dream, but that wasn't enough. You think you understand. But you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. This whole thing, Uter. It's pathetic.
Pathetic? Why don't you take a look in the mirror? You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Tibet by storm. Well, good luck doing that.
You're right. Maybe all those who pursue their dreams are fools. But more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid to even attempt what—
You!
Yeah, just leave this guy to us!
No, you go instead.
But he has a gun!
It'll be fine. Just go to the venue and tell everyone to proceed with the plan. I'll deal with him. Some lessons—
Catch up with us soon!
Trying to leave, are we?
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter. But all that changed after our tour of your factory.
Still trying to talk tough, I see.
No matter what you've been through, no matter why you've become like this, if I may borrow the words of a friend, a guy like you doesn't deserve my sympathy. Allow me to show you the true meaning of the Chiori brand. The Chiori brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week. Please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chiori Boutique has prepared for you today.
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And most importantly,
an enduring, never-say-die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chiori brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself.
Did Chiori not...
Lights! Cameras! Over here, please!
Let the show begin.
The world may change, fashion along with it, but Chioria will remain the same. No challenge is too great. Chioria caters to no one, not even the times. Rather, Chioria will always lead the fashion of our time. Finally, let's not forget. Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand. Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is, Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
How about this?
A little more to the left.
Like this?
Perfect.
Phew. Oh, that looks great! Miss Chiori, can I take a picture?
Of course.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to put it up.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Tevat without a fancy sign?
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use one of the...
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin Cat and the Bogglecat box. Oh, and we need to add Pear as well.
Pear would need an alias, of course.
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be...
Ooh, that sounds super snuggly and a bit cramped.
Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steambird, along with the evidence the Traveler gathered.
Thank you, Charlotte.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light is a journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur...
Huh? You really mean it?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Linny and Lynette. If you have need of any costumes in the future...
What about something other than a costume?
Thank you, Chiori.
Well, I don't really need anything.
I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier service.
Actually, that reminds me.
Huh? About that.
The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it all the way out of Fontaine.
What? No, that's so embarrassing.
Ooh, do we get something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
Disrupting public order at the show, appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization, using weaponry in public, hosting a dangerous performance without notifying the authorities.
Chevras, we can explain!
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions...
Enjoyed that, didn't you? You nearly scared me half to death.
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like that?
And if I had, would you have approved?
No, but it would have at least spared me a whole lot.
Well, I would say I more than made it up to you, have I not? A whole underground workshop in the Fleuve Cendra, and the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver platter.
All right, I won't argue with you. You can
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves a nice meal for our effort.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to take care of, so you all... Oh, by the way, Chiori, I ran into Venger on the way here. He had a message for you.
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much
You know him well.
Thanks again, Chevras.
My pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. That was really quite an amazing show.
You don't say.
All right. Follow me if you want.
Traveler, Paimon, could you go wait for me at that place with the view? I'll let Navia know that we'll be a little late.
A place with a view? Oh, Paimon knows.
Perfect. I'll...
Cuando termine la misión, acuérdate de que hay que hacer las líneas.
No se han hecho, ¿eh?
No.
Ah.
Ya, claro, es que pide esto.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to...
Here, take this.
Oh, wow! A brooch! And in the style of Chiori Boutique, too! Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
I've only made 2 for now. After much consideration, I decided to give them to you two. You've been a great help. Even when things were looking bleak, there were even times when I felt like I had to fight back and win.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would say...
I know for certain that was not the case. I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand something. Apart from conviction and persistence, the thing that matters most is a single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chiori Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But, about the stuff you said at the show, you aren't worried it'll rub some people the wrong way?
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this world, much less any. I'm confident in the quality of my work. Create something beautiful, and there will always be people who appreciate it.
Well, guess there's nothing to worry about then. Should we go back and join them at the victory feast?
Oh, yes, of course. But before that, I'd like to admire the view for just a little while longer. You know, of all the nights I've spent in Fontaine,
I always get so gloomy when
con
it
la
rains.
tontería, yo tengo todas las duplas con la Sara esa.